The second tool for recombinant DNA technology that comes after restriction enzymes is cloning vectors. Now, vectors can be described or defined as the DNA molecules which can carry a foreign DNA fragment that is to be cloned. Therefore, a fragment, that is DNA fragment here in this case of recombinant DNA technology, the DNA fragment that is to be cloned are carried from the donor to the foreign body through these vectors, which can be also termed as mediators. These vectors can be either of various types like plasmids, bacteriophages, these are the two most important vectors that helps in the recombination process. These vectors can replicate bacterial cell independent of the control of chromosomal DNA. In bacteriophages, because of their high number per cell value, they can produce high copy numbers of their genome within the bacterial cell. Which is the most advantage aspect of these bacteriophages vector. Unlike plasmids, which possess a low copy number of cells, which in general means that vectors have variety depending on the number of copy numbers, and therefore an organism produced by the recombination has to produce copies in low amount, then the vectors that can be used are plasmids. On the contrary, if high copy number of organisms produced by reproduction should occur or should be obtained, then vectors can be used as bacteriophages. And therefore, if we link the desired piece of DNA with the bacteriophage or plasmid DNA, we can multiply its number equal to the copy number of bacteriophage or plasmid. The copy number of plasmid vector may range from 1 to 4 cells, while in case of bacteriophages, the copy number can range from 10 to 100 per cell. Along with this, there are a few features that requires to facilitate cloning into vector. Therefore, the features that includes such facilitation involves origin of replication, second, selectable marker, third, cloning site, and fourth, vectors for cloning genes in plants and animals. Thus, these four can be considered as the characteristic feature in order to facilitate the cloning with the help of vectors. So let us first of all begin with the feature of origin of replication. Origin of replication can be also defined as replication origin, which is a particular sequence in a genome at which replication is generated or initiated. And so, the initiation of DNA replication within this recombination process takes place only through the origin of replication sequence. Therefore, in this case, any fragment of DNA which, when linked to this sequence, can be made to replicate within the host cell. Apart from this, the function of origin of sequence, that is the origin of replication, is that it helps in the controlling copy number of the linked DNA. And therefore, in order to start or initiate the replication process within DNA of the foreign body using a vector, the sequence or specific sequence of origin of replication is very essential and one of the most important part for initiation. Following it comes the second feature, that is selectable marker. Apart from origin of replication, any vector like plasmid or bacteriophage should possess a selectable marker. Selectable marker can be defined as the gene that helps in the identification and elimination of the non-transformant or permits selectively the growth of transformants. Which means that the transformant part of DNA sequence, that is the desired DNA sequence which has to be recombinant, is identified and selectively used with the help of such a marker within which the undesired or non-needed transformant or the molecule is edited and removed. Normally in this process, the selective markers generally possess specialized genes like antibiotic resistant genes. Its name suggests its function, that is, the genes which helps in resistivity against antibiotic nature, that is, would normally kill or prevent its growth, comes under the antibiotic resistant genes. Normally the genes that comes under this section, that is antibiotic resistant genes, includes antibiotics like ampicillin, tetracycline, kanamycin, and chloramphenicol. Thus, these are the few most important antibiotics that act as antibiotic resistant genes within such selective markers. For example, the normal E. coli, which forms the vector, contains all such antibiotic resistant genes. And so, the normal E. coli cells do not need any sort of antibiotic or resistance against antibodies. Therefore, E. coli cells in normal nature do not carry resistance against any of these antibiotics.